Welcome! Another episode of Chilindrinas Más Finas with your girl Nicole, Coco Patrice, and a very special It's Giving Jessica Rabbit episode. Um, it definitely is giving Jessica a rabbit. But this episode is not about Jessica Rabbit. It's about me and you, your mama and your cousin too. No, seriously, it's about the fact that this is going to be the season 1 finale. Season 1 Chilindrinas. Let's give it up. I thank y'all so much for tuning in thus far, for your encouragement, for the comments I get, the conversation that you guys give me behind, the things that have been discussed in clips and otherwise. Now, it's good enough that you're watching clips, but I also appreciate you if you share those clips and, watch some of the episodes in their entirety. And, like, if you see something, that I didn't make a clip out of, like, you can clip it on YouTube or you can tell me and I'll clip it. If you found something to be funny, if you see me around in these streets or if you just see me on social media, just let a girl know, be like, hey, I like that, let's do more of that, because feedback is important. But the feedback I've gotten so far, I appreciate y'all, and I'm glad that we have had this time together. You know what I'm saying? I had to take my glove off because I can't. The iPad, the phone seemed to wants to work with the glove, but the iPad does not approve. I'm trying to get this thing in the ideal position. The iPad does not approve. Okay, so here we are, Chilindrinas Más Finas with Nicole, Coco Patrice, season finale. Period. We did that 30 episodes. I'm gonna take a little break because I have, some other things that I'm constantly working on, but I want to give them a little bit more of my attention and time. And no es un hombre, no es un hombre. Parcialmente sí, no, completamente que sí, porque estoy buscando todavía a mi Ricky, el Ricky a mi Ricky Ricardo a mi Lucio Wall, ¿no? ¿Qué no? O no el conejo a mi Jessica Rabbit, okay? No, unless we're talking about, si no estamos hablando de mi conejo malo, pero mi conejo malo está con algún Jenner o Kardashian, entonces no sé qué vamos a hacer con este hombre después, porque muchísimas veces estas brujas cambian los hombres, ¿ok? Él fue un poco raro en el principio sin ellas, pero ahora no sé qué vamos a tener al fin. A terminar, todo es posible con ese hombre. Entonces, oraciones para Bad Bunny en su relación con un Kardashian. Pero en mi vida, aquí estoy buscando my Ricky Ricardo, if I'm gonna do a Roger Rabbit, it's not. It's giving goofy sometimes, but not all the time. Sometimes, but not goofy, like for real goofy, not a goofy. Okay, my Chicago girls know what I'm talking about. Not a goofy, just a little goofy. Okay, nigga, we gonna send your ass with the goof troops. Send your ass to Magic Mountain. I don't know if the Goof Troops, why they would be on Magic Mountain, but let me just stick to my Warner Brothers cartoon, okay? It's giving Jessica Rabbit. All right, so while I try to figure out why my gloves don't work with this thing, so let's just get into my little clips of my news that I found to talk about for this final episode. Well, it wasn't really news. It was about this lady who is 40 and is dating someone in like every country. So that's interesting. Well, now you want to know work. So CNN Travel says that she's gone on 34 first dates in 19 countries over the past year. And here's what she's learned. So in this article, the gloves is hating, boo. It's like the knuckles work, but like not the fingers. It really sucks. Trying to be cute, but it's not practical. Trying to give Jessica, but it's just making a mess of you. Shout out to Alex Turner from the Arctic Monkeys. If you know, you know. Why don't you? I literally just want to do a whole album of me like channeling my Alex Turner. Why don't you call me anymore, you stinking bitch? I can hear him doing like a hood, like a trap album. Bitch, we was off them pucks. We was in the club. Now you wanna try to hit your man up for a dub. Bet you can't have none of my paper. Take that shit back to the west side. Cause bitch, you got the wrong guy. Fuck that trick. Whoop that trick. Alex Turner, I love his fucking voice, bro. He be, go listen if you don't know what I'm talking about. He just be crooning, baby. He's a modern crooner. I love it. Anyway, she's gone on these dates in 19 countries. She said that, oh my God, I'm gonna have to lose the glove. Okay. She said that she basically, after her mom died, so her mom was preparing to die. I think she had cancer. And so in preparations for that, the daughter said, okay, well, I'm going to sell my apartment, sell all my worldly, earthly things or whatever, and move in with my mom and just try to, lighten the load or whatever. And so ultimately, she ended up, I was like, what is that weird? That's the sun setting over here on the other side. Anyway, so she ultimately, realized like, wow, my mom died in her so her mom found out she had cancer or something, or she was, terminally ill at like age 48. And so by the time she was 63, she had passed. And the daughter was like, basically, she didn't get to retire. Like, she did everything she was supposed to do according to the American dream, had a good job, got married, got kids, that etc. Took care of everything, sent them to college, and here you are now. You've saved for your retirement and can't even enjoy it. You die before you even make retirement age, and so that realization prompted her to, especially given the circumstances, she already kind of was living lightly. She didn't really have anywhere or anything to be. Or to take, to hold her down. And so she ultimately, and I think she said she didn't have any kids either. So she ultimately ended up traveling, as many countries as she could, because she wanted to see the world. And she's like, I guess she got this idea. It was like, well, I'm just going to have dates, in these countries, and like know I'm about to dip in a few days. So it's like, a bunch of first dates, like that movie 50 First Dates, right? So Lonnie James is her name, and she said in late March, I think she started in 2022, maybe. I think it's been a year, over the past year. Yeah. So she said the worst date, she says she's had overall a great experience, that people tend to open up to her more because they know that they're not going to have anything kind of, in the future to worry about. Like, they just feel like they can talk to her because she's just like a stranger from a strange land, and so it's this rare intimacy that, you're finding with someone that you feel like maybe won't be as judgmental, or that you feel won't be able to, out you or whatever, you know what I mean? And so she said one of her favorite dates was a 13-hour date in Cairo during the holy month of Ramadan. Her first date with a Muslim, a man who, meaning like her, not her first date, but like she'd never dated a Muslim before. And she said basically, he had a beaming smile. He charmed her with his beaming smile and Friends TV show quotes in his Tinder profile. Okay. Her next date was with another Egyptian man in Alexandria, who blurted out that he was engaged and spent the day yearning aloud for a past love. Oh my God, I've been on one of those dates. Oh my God. He clearly, at least you seeing a beautiful backdrop while dealing with some fuckboy shit, right? Uh, he clearly needed someone to listen, and I was a safe space. I've had incredibly intimate and vulnerable conversations with people. There's something special that happens when people know they're never going to see you again. So that was her quote. But yeah, so she ended up. I think she said like the worst date was. Oh yeah, here it is. This man in Turkey got angry with her when she rejected his physical advances and dropped her off at his paragliding shop, promising to return. He never did. After waiting for hours in the storm, she spent the night on a bench in the store. That's trash. Yeah, so that was interesting. If you want to see more about that, she's on Tinder, Lonnie, and she's these gloves just refuse on this damn iPad. Anyway, she what was I gonna say? Oh, so yeah, she's one of her other dates. She's on a recent date with a South African man in Cape Town who whipped out a deck of. He whipped out, so I saw whipped out. I got really excited. Whipped out a deck of cards over dinner and proceeded to do card tricks at the table. So, underwhelming for me. I'm sure she's fine with that. She don't want to whip out nothing else. And so what else did she say that I found interesting? Oh, okay. So yeah, she says what I've learned in this time is that romance comes in many forms. It doesn't have to be expensive, and there isn't a certain formula that makes romance happen. For me, it's when there's a connection and intentionality. Say that shit, sis. It is the person who listens to you, who seeks to make you feel special, who wants to bring a smile to your face with a thoughtful gesture, and the person who wants to know what you think and seeks to truly get to know you. Yes, love that for her. So yeah, that was interesting, ladies. She does obviously take precautions for her safety, making sure she has, a phone and connection and signal, and her friends know where she's gonna be, and she has validated photos of these guys, etc. So, yeah, she doesn't give her phone number until after she has met a date in person. So she goes through the dating apps to do all the communication, so it's tracked there. And she never allows a date to pick her up from where she is staying. I kind of feel different ways about having guys pick you up from where you live. Like, I mean, I get that, especially with her being out traveling and alone, probably most of the time, and kind of from place to place. That makes more sense, especially since she's on their turf, so they kind of are a lot more familiar with how things go. But I feel like as far as like dating from home locally and shit, like I don't know. How y'all feel about that, ladies? I kind of feel like, look, the you pick me up from my crib, you think you gonna come back here and be on some bullshit? First of all, we got something for you. You know what I mean? Like, quit playing. And then I'm like, for you, now you like, where I stay. You like, most guys are gonna be like, okay, well, I know where she at. I know what kind of shit could be going on around there, et cetera, et cetera. Like, not my neighborhood. It's not like my neighborhood's like so bad, but it's like it's still enough to be like, this Chicago. Like, anywhere you go, you kind of taking a chance. But like, to be just driving around somebody's neighborhood looking for somebody on some bullshit, like you already putting yourself in a position. And I'm not the one. I think niggas be knowing. That's why you gotta let these niggas know you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Let them know you trained in 8 forms of motherfucking art, martial arts and shit. You learn stiletto. You know what I'm saying? Stiletto taekwondo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta take the stiletto off, stab your ass. I know all the pressure points. You know what I'm saying? I could juke a nigga in these stilettos. You gotta let them know on the first day. I could let them run some random drills. Run some random drills on that nigga on the first date. Like, look at this shit right here. I gotta do a couple pull-ups. Let that nigga know you ain't gonna take me easy, nigga. But yeah, so I don't really worry about that too much. The weirdest thing ever with someone who picked me up was actually an Uber. Not even my date. Like, I've never had like a date come back, knock on wood, to like, because I want to, like, I don't want to, like, be stuck in a car with a psychopath, but I feel like, for sure, after a couple days, like, I'm definitely going to, like, have you pick me up. You know what I mean? Like, if I feel like I know you a little bit more. And especially if we have, like, mutuals and shit, mutual friends and shit. So I'm not worried about that. But, like, I get it. Like, but I feel like so many girls get, like, super caught up, like, when I be listening to them on these, like, dating shows and shit about, like, super caught up in, like, No, I wouldn't have no guy ever come pick me up from my house, not until I'm ready to be serious and settle down. He can't come to my house, he can't do that. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, like, you should know about like date 3 at the fucking latest, I think, like whether this person's like a fucking complete threat to your life. Like, you know what I mean? Other than that, like, yeah, I mean, he's gonna snap maybe and have like some kind of psychotic break. You know what I'm saying? Cause they go gawk. No, I'm just playing. Don't get a go gawk. Don't get that I love you gawk gawk to him too soon, ladies. Okay. That's how you keep those problems away. Okay, you can't give him that. You can't give him that. Hey Zaddy gawk gawk right off the top. You gotta let him work his way up to that shit. Just give him that little. It's too much. It's too much. Jessica. But yeah, you can't put it all on them at once, because now you're asking for trouble. I got a little caliente, un poquito caliente, hay un poco calor, ¿ok? Porque está subiendo la temperatura, porque yo soy la más caliente, la más bonita, que no? Con las vibras de Jessica Rabbit, or like Kali Uchis. I love Kali Uchis. It's giving Kali Uchis. She always giving Jessica Rabbit, okay? Kali Uchis, the girl who sang Telepatia for you people who don't know, because that blew up. But she got a new album. I love Kali, but she's Colombian and she's very like, it's giving like 50s. No, it's more like 90s, like she got this 90s aesthetic, but it gives 50s and 90s. It's crazy. I'm trying to think of the exact vibe, but yeah, it's like not really necessarily pinup girl. It's more like, but it's also like that, what's it called? Like I want to say Cholo culture in California, like kind of started on the West Coast and shit. So all of that. But yes, I know I could be wrong, but whatever. So yeah, so it's giving a little Calio cheese telepatía. ¿Quién lo diría? Que podemos hacer el amor por telepatía. ¿Estás listo, papi? Que si estás listo, dime algo, porque voy a venir en mi carro para ti. Oh, oh, la luna está llena, mi cama vacía. Okay, I'm done. So yeah, I personally do not be worried about that. After a couple days, I'm just like, okay, I got it. You know, you can pick me up, because I don't want to be dealing with parking, driving, gas, crazy people on the road. Like, you worry about all that. Just pick me up and just take the wheel, okay? That's why I don't understand why these men talking about these girls. I had some guy tell me the other day, you Chicago girls. Yeah. Y'all don't know how to be soft. Y'all don't know how to be, oh, please. Because as soon as you show me you got this shit under control, baby, I'm just like, oh, yes. What? I don't know shit. My wrist is broke. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was in the DR, somebody asked us to move some tables. They're like, can you help us move these tables over there? And they was talking to a bunch of girls, including me, and I was like, I looked like, y'all finna help something. I looked right around like, where the man at? Because it ain't me. My wrist is broke, bitch. Whew. One of the girls helped out. I was like, girl, good for you. You let them know, yo, you got a good back. I'm straight. I can't go. Yes, fuck that. Now, I know when I gotta put in the fucking muscle and the work, I'll do it. But please, once I see somebody capable around, handle that. So if I'm doing too much work, that means I know you ain't capable, okay? Put that to the pregunta, okay? Put that en el cerebro, okay? En tu mente. Pensar en eso, okay? Muy bien. Piensas en eso. Tienes que pensar en eso, porque yo quiero ser muy femenina, muy suave, muy floja si puedo. Cuando podría, yo soy la floja. Para ti, yo voy a hacer el trabajo que me pide, que es necesario para hacer la cosa bien en el hogar, pero Después, ok, estoy lista para relajarme porque el hombre que tiene la masculinidad tiene que hacer las cosas, ¿no? Ok, entonces vamos a esperar por ese hombre, porque yo no puedo, no voy a hacerlo y punto. Get, get somebody else to do it, ok. Que busques a alguien más, ok, porque no es yo, no es mí, ok. Esa persona no es yo, no soy. All right, so my gloves again, mis guantes no funcionan otra vez la pantalla. All right, so anyway, but yeah, so I just wanted to share that because I thought that was very interesting. Goals for me, because at this point, like if I'm not with nobody committed, by the time I can like just go do whatever because my daughter's old enough or whatever, I'm gonna be for these international streets. ¿Por qué no? Okay, estoy buscando Ricky. That's gonna be my series. I'm gonna do a fucking documentary. It's gonna be like Buscando mi Ricky Ricardo. It's like this fake black Lucille Ball looking for her fucking Ricky. Where we at? Come on, cause we got man. Cause Ricky, I was just talking to somebody about this the other day too. Like that, Ricky and Lucy. They was getting that bread. I don't know which special that was. It was like a couple movies they did, like the dramatization with the film with Nicole Kidman playing Lucille Ball was really good. I want to say that was the one where, but I saw a couple documentaries to it around the same time. But like, yeah, like especially when they focus on like how they formatted modern television and shit, like commercials and sitcoms and shit like that. Like these motherfuckers were the blueprint to like everything we do now as far as TV is concerned. And especially when you talk about sitcoms and physical comedy and shit like that. Like Lucy and Desi set the fucking template. Like they put the blueprint. And for especially for Desi being, from a communist country, Cuban, and, not even speaking English like when he got here and shit. Like, I think he had some English, but I think he wasn't like fluent for a while. And so like, yeah, like that's just crazy. Like they needed their props for sure. So yeah, estoy buscando mi Ricky porque tengo cosas para hacer y juntos podemos hacer mucho, ¿ok? Pero sola voy a hacerlo lo que necesito, ¿ok? Y si no me encuentras, no es mi problema porque yo lo intento hacer las cosas para actualizarlo, pero si usted no está listo o no está buscándome en los lugares apropiados o ya me faltó porque hiciste cosas raros, hiciste cosas raras y que muevas un poquito diferente, ¿ok? Es posible que tenemos problemas o que teníamos problemas o que tendremos problemas, pero está bien, estoy aquí buscando, esperando, no buscando, pero esperando para traerlo a mí, ¿ok? Naturalmente. All right, y'all, I'm done over here. Manifesting in Spanish. Look, I'm to the point, I'm just like, maybe he speaks Spanish. Maybe he speaks Spanish and he in Cuba or some shit. He can't even fucking come here. Maybe that's what it is. I gotta go get this nigga from Cuba. Cause where you at? Where you at, dog? Where you at, dog? Where you at? Okay. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está mi amor? Okay, I'm done. Anyway, so that was interesting, and that's gonna be me. Like I said, that's the time I'm gonna be on. So if you was interested and you in the US, you better get to fucking figuring it out. The clock is a ticking. Anyway, but yeah, so and so then I also saw there was a study in psychology today about how older women get the most out of dating, get better benefits, I guess they're saying, in comparison to older women dating younger men in particular. Tend to have more satisfaction in those relationships. They're saying likely attributed to the power shift, the dynamics shifting, because older men typically have the upper hand with younger women, but with older women they may not have the upper hand, but they definitely can get more on the level, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of balances things out. And of course, older women, you assume, are going to be more confident in who they are, more secure, more able to articulate some very explicit needs out of the relationship, so that there's not a lot of that immature lack of integrity to the relationship, and the back and forth, because y'all just simply not compatible. So I'm sure in the face of especially all the criticism, because they were saying, of course, women get more of the criticism for being the older partner than men who are the older partner do. Is a little bit more accepted, or at least more prevalent and normalized versus the women. So of course, in the face of all of that criticism for these couples to still thrive, is also very telling of the vetting that obviously has to happen, because you'd have to really deal with some shit if y'all kind of going up against all of these stereotypes and stigmas. So that being said, y'all get y'all tenderoni. I couldn't imagine though dating a guy like more than, I don't even know, like 15, I'm trying to think, like 15, 20 years younger than me. So I'm about to be 40. Like, I could see myself dating a guy maybe 30, but I just couldn't see like 25, 27. Like, it's gotta be, but I don't initially ask people how old they are anyway. Like, it's just kind of like that comes up naturally or whatever in the conversation. Because I mean, excuse me, because I know age ain't nothing but a number, so I never really bring it up. If I'm interested in a guy and I'm like, oh, this might be going somewhere, and maybe he says something that kind of makes me think, well, maybe we're not the same age or whatever, then I'll that'll probably be the trigger for me to ask. And then I don't think I would if I say I'm feeling a guy, everything's cool, and then suddenly it comes up and it's like, oh, I'm 40 and he says he's about to be 20, 25. Ooh, that's pushing it. But I don't think I would just immediately be turned off and be like, oh, never mind. I would at least see where it goes. But definitely that's gonna be in the back of my mind, this nigga's 25 years old. That's why he's doing this shit. Nigga, turn off the Teletubbies and come over here. I couldn't. Imagine though, right, them niggas grew up on That's So Raven and shit. What the fuck was supposed to do with that? Nigga, what about Ren and Stimpy? Okay? What you know about that? What you know about the original Ninja Turtles motherfucker TV series? What you know about that? Nigga, you got shit to talk about. Nigga think Drake the greatest rapper of all time. Boy, get your goofy ass out of here. That's the shit right there. I'd have to walk right out of dinner. Right out. Oh, I can't remember. Somebody told me they didn't like something a little bit ago, and it just drove me mad. Oh, I can't remember what it was. It was how dare you? Oh, I can't remember what it was. I've never seen that. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Why are you saying these things? I don't think it was Boondocks. I definitely cannot, if you've never seen Boondocks, I don't know what to do with you. Especially as a black person. I don't know what to do with you, because you've missed the gold standard of black identified animation series, okay, adult content animation. And bruh, I mean, this shit was genius. I always say, if you ever want to show someone what being black in America is show them the Boondocks. Especially when we talk about alien invasions and shit, be we don't understand the black people, just turn them on Boondocks and let them sit there and watch that shit and be oh, okay, I get it now. Because it's it's so perfect. Even in the satire, it's so there. Everything's right on point. Oh my god, that pause episode, I just watched that again. Oh my god, Winston Jerome, Tyler Perry, it's so good. Anyway, I rebuke Ice Cube and all of his works. Even Friday. Anyway, so yeah. So ladies, maybe your soulmate's in Cuba. Maybe your soulmate hasn't been like somebody said hasn't been born yet. Maybe your soulmate's 25 years younger than you. God forbid. I don't know. It's crazy out here, but hey, I guess we just gonna do what we gotta do. Don't want your nigga because I want a daddy. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, that's what Megan said. Megan's wise. Megan's wise, guys. Speaking of Megan, it was funny because she threw out a pitch at the Astrodome, and the the catcher, I can't remember his name, he like strategically, I'm sure, per the comments, but most of the men was like, yeah boy, had that hand that with the mitt on resting on her booty. I'm like, bruh. And that literally every time I seen the article pop up, that was the picture they used. It was plenty of pictures, but everybody used that picture of him hugging her, and her back is to the camera, and all you see is the catcher like with this smile, like, and this hand resting on her booty, like, okay, oh my god. So yeah, but she did a block party in Houston recently. I think it's posted. I know it was on like Amazon. I think it's posted on a couple channels on YouTube in its entirety. But sis killed that. Oh my gosh, she looks so good. She had on this like slate. Like it was giving X-Men, like, you know what I'm saying, or like some type of villain. Like, it was great. So shout out to Megan and her glam squad, because sis has been killing us back to back since she came out with the natural fucking fro and the curls, and then now, like I said, that black party with the she had, it was giving her best like Marvel Universe audition. Like, it's I'm like, give her a role, whatever it is, just give it to her, please, because I can't wait. So yes, that was great. Still haven't seen She-Hulk, where she was in that episode. Somebody reminded me, and I still haven't. So I'll get to that during my hiatus, I guess. We were gonna talk about the NCAA, but everybody done worn that out. Shout out to Angel Reese and also to Caitlin Clark for being like, hey bro, I wasn't tripping. Why y'all tripping? Like, I did the same little gesture to her, so it is what it is. They won, they deserve it. Like, stop tripping. But that was wild though for Jill Biden to be like, oh, we gonna invite the losing team. Like, since we in the losing team, goes to the White House. So, ooh, how you expose yourself so dusty. So I love to see how the Obamas handle it, since Reese and LSU were talking like, oh, we'll just go to see the Obamas. So I don't know how that's gonna play out, given that Joe's his boy, at least was. So you know how that go. Politics, gotta love them. Politics. Trick ass, mark ass, punk ass, fuck ass niggas. Anyway. All right, and then oh, what was this? You clicked the link. I didn't even say what it was. Probably because I didn't read it yet. Oh, I did read this. I think I just skimmed through it mostly. But Gen Z and millennials' financial futures were shaped by the pandemic recession. So they, of course, a lot of these models are showing like that K shaped recovery. So like, since the pandemic and the recession and everything, if you kind of were already on a pretty good financial path, your income went up. If you were already having problems, your shit went down. And so that's the K. And so yeah, so we're talking about just people's spending habits, how they, vary greatly due to the pandemic. So if you were like a saver, you probably saved more. If you were a shopper, especially emotional, what do you call it? I forgot what the term is, but I know they were talking about the some people were shopping for control. So it felt like the only thing that I could do that I felt, like I had under control, that I could rely on with so many uncertain, unreliable things happening around me. One of the people's quotes, and I'm sure many people felt this way, was like, well, Amazon. That's why you saw such an influx of like, those warehouse services, shipping services go up with Amazon, Instacart and shit like that. So like people, use that to like kind of soothe themselves in a way, from feeling like they were out of control, things were out of control. But definitely compulsive shopping became more of an issue for people who already had those tendencies. So yeah, and so this economic recovery is shit. They really need to get another stimulus out here. Um, everything's kind of returning back to normal. A lot of the concessions that were made for the pandemic are now ending, and so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in these few days, these next few months to years. I still don't understand like how, like me and somebody else were just discussing the Hyundai Kia thing, like definitely factored into a lot of problems as far as crime in cities and economic problems as well for a lot of middle Americans. And I like my theory is shit. How y'all know China somebody went behind that shit? You know what I'm saying? That to be starting no shit, but I'm just like, bro, like that sound like some economic warfare. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but why? Because like y'all should be able to fix that. Y'all should be able to do something to help these people like resolve this issue. Like there should be like a fucking, what do you call it, a factory recall. Like, I mean, what the fuck is wrong? And so it's like y'all got to know somebody in government like that clearly is pushing the liability off of y'all, because the class action suits should be going crazy on this shit. It's been so many people hurt behind this shit, and physically losing their lives behind carjackings, and these crazy kids running around driving all crazy. And like, you can blame TikTok, but like, what the fuck about Hyundai? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? So I don't know. And like I said, I still didn't see them congressional hearings on TikTok and why they were talking exactly what the ban, other than them talking about stealing data and having intelligence being collected by the Chinese government. Like, y'all collected intelligence on us still doing it, okay? Via Twitter and Facebook and definitely all of Meta, okay? Instagram. So what are you talking about? So anyway, let me be done with my TikTok rant. So yes, I just thought that was interesting that in this article they're basically saying like, older folk are kind of just like, the ones who were already kind of on that path are okay, but like Gen Z and millennials are screwed because like we don't have assets, we don't have we're in a lot of debt, we're losing the jobs that we thought would be there with all these major layoffs, especially in tech. And so yeah, and then of course the savings, if we had them, we're blowing through them. So it's just like we got time on our side for sure, but the consensus is like we are in a really fucked up position. I feel like even worse for Gen Z for sure. But we'll see. Time will tell. So yeah, just be careful out here, bro, because it's gonna get uglier before it get prettier. That is for sure. So yeah, and then I think the only other thing I wanted to discuss, pedophilia. We always have these things going on, and it's always interesting when it gets revealed in some places that you never thought you'd see it. So the Dalai Lama was caught. Not even caught. He publicly was in a public appearance back in February, they said, where he had a young Indian boy come on stage who said he wanted to give him a hug. And the boy gave him a hug. And then Dalai Lama was like, oh, give me a kiss on the lips. And he pulled the boy in for a kiss on the lips. And then immediately after, well, not immediately, but moments later, was like, now suck my tongue, and sticks his tongue out and pulls the boy in, like puts it in his face. And I don't think the video cuts, so I don't know exactly if the boy did or whatever. Either way, the people were in the audience were like laughing and shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And then, like I said, it happened in February. I didn't see about this until like a couple weeks ago, so in April. And then they basically just when it got to the U.S. outlets and started going around, it came with an apology. So it's like, did y'all just held this story down until y'all finally got him to say something? Like, because that's just crazy that I just saw it, and then here's now this late ass apology when it had clearly happened months ago and people knew about it in the East, because all of the Indian outlets and the British outlets, I think, pretty much had already discussed it, but I didn't see any apology tied to those accounts. But once it got into CNN and whoever else over here on our side, in the Western world, that then it came with this, not even an apology. It was just really like basically him saying, oh, sometimes the Dalai Lama, let me read the fucking statement. Oh, it was a video. But basically he says, They say, oh, the Dalai Lama likes to play and he does innocent little tricks and little things, and he doesn't mean anything by it, and so he gonna do that shit again, like in public or private. He do shit like that all the time. So basically, he been doing this shit and y'all cool with it. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Because that's not an apology. That's justification. That's like, bitch, and I'm gonna do it again. But see, I don't have no faith in none of you motherfuckers. Y'all still calling this motherfucker his holiness. Y'all can't be putting these people above y'all or up there with God. Like, you just can't. It's too much, his holiness. Fuck this nigga. I seen people who was straight up motherfucking, like, they were going through it. The cognitive dissonance was so crazy. It was like, this gotta be a deep fake. So y'all will believe some shit that ain't to be believed, but the shit that should be not believed, that should be believed, y'all not gonna believe. Just don't make no sense to me. And then the motherfucker, basically was like, some other guy was like, well, I'm sure he didn't mean to, and our holy teacher, like, they made, so it was so weird. Like, they made so many excuses. The only motherfuckers I can rock with them titles like that is like Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Honorable Louis Farrakhan, because at least it's honorable. It's not saying the most honored, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not saying honored above all everything else. It's like most honorable though. Like, this the motherfucker you get the most honor to. Elbow excuses a lot. But the holiness, because that's just telling me that, oh no, he's so holy, he above reproach. Because these motherfuckers in them comments, like, the few that was defending this shit was just like, y'all in the Twilight Zone. Jim Jones, okay? Jim Jones could never. No, Jim Jones could. He did and did it well. Grape Kool-Aid, y'all. Grape Kool-Aid. All right. So, child, I will never, no offense to y'all who love y'all religion and y'all people, but that's why y'all be so mad at like Kanye and shit, because y'all love to put people on a pedestal. Like, I'm not putting none of these motherfuckers on no pedestal. Even Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion, I know she do some fuck shit, I'm gonna be like, Megan, that was some fuck ass shit you had did, girl. But y'all really be, it's like Swarm, right? It's like the Beyonce shit. Y'all just swarm with the Dalai Lama. God damn. But I lost all faith when I saw like Stephen Hawking was caught up on the Epstein charter, the logs and shit. I'm like, Hawking, the nigga in the wheelchair like this, he can't even talk. He got to type the shit in the computer. The computer had to say the freaky shit for him. Can you imagine? This nigga is literally on a QWERTY keyboard talk about, let him now grab the balls. Now kiss it. That feels good. Can't even trust this nigga. Nigga can't even sit up straight. I can't even believe he could get off. I mean, maybe he could. Maybe he could. Reconfigure my settings. Ooh, that's hot. I'm going to hell. No, I'm not. Because those people deserve to be talked about. Because you fucking weirdos. Child trafficking is ridiculous. It's sick. It's too much of it going on, clearly, and it's being co-signed by people in high places because them the fucking weirdest, freakiest, fucking power hungry, sick ass motherfuckers ever to exist, and then they use money, power, and titles and all these cover-ups and distractions to keep they motherfucking bullshit going. So see you weird niggas on Mars. Good luck with that shit, bitches. my rants, you love them, you gonna mess with my note. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on. Gun control is always an issue. Pregnancy, abortions. We just out here, y'all. So and the last thing I did want to talk about, R. Kelly, they found some text messages or something with the mama, one of the mamas of the girls that was underage, talking about entice him, sit on his lap and all this other shit. So the bitch was pimping her daughter out. You know, I'm not surprised. I mean, come on, we got all these motherfuckers who had the pedophile uncle and shit, and you know what I mean, the pedophile relative in the household and shit. You let the babysitter fuck your son, you know, all this other shit. You let these freaky weird bitches around your kids and weird niggas around your kids, and then y'all act like y'all don't know what fucking happened. And, you know, so that shit, I'm sure that shit is real. Motherfuckers pimping they fucking kids out for whatever. And, I mean, motherfuckers do some shit to their kids for less, okay? It's fucked up. And so, yeah, R. Kelly is not excused. So all of them niggas in the Twitter thread, you some weirdos that just like, oh, see, y'all need to free my man. No, this is even more evidence that he needs to be exactly where he is, and he maybe needs some company. That's all that's saying, is that he probably needs the company of those fucking weird ass parents who thought it was okay. And I still maintain to this day, if the stories are true, Aaliyah's parents definitely were guilty of fucking pimping their daughter out, and ultimately, they put her in that position. It's all fucked up. Don't even get me started on Aaliyah. Even the plain shit is just crazy to me. All of it's crazy. God rest in peace, Aaliyah. But yes, y'all can't trust these people now. These people, they out here. You get to a certain level, like I just feel like it's like it's like a club. It's like the mob. Like everybody, it's like a gang. Like everybody got to get some dirt on them. Everybody got to get some blood on them. Everybody got to do a hit. You know what I'm saying? Before we could trust you. So if they politicians, if they celebrities, if they probably done did some old fuck shit to get to fuck. What if and I hate to say it like that. Of course, it's gonna be some genuine people that made it, but they not gonna get to no fucking astronomical levels. When you see them hanging out with these motherfuckers and that motherfucker that's already like top echelon motherfuckers, definitely the motherfuckers on the White House guest list every motherfucking year and shit, you can't trust none of them weird niggas. You already know what them niggas is on. All these motherfucking politicians, AOC, all of these the squad, everybody thought they was gonna had they back. Medicare for all. Them motherfuckers, Bernie, we support, feel the burn. Fuck all of them niggas. They all corrupt, bro. They get to a certain level. I mean, like, if once they voted Pelosi, especially AOC and shit, once you saw she was willing to support Pelosi as Speaker of the House, you should have known then what type of time these motherfuckers is on. So let's just stop putting these people on a pedestal and thinking that they here to save us. They not. They don't care about us. You have to do your own due diligence, and you honestly, it's just gonna be up to everybody to take care of them and their own. Like, you gotta take care of your family and protect what the fuck is yours. And just live in that good energy as much as you possibly can. Know that we can't control everything, and that's great. That's great. So control what you can control, and that means that they can't control everything either. So you control what you can control. You meditate, you eat well, you make yourself happy, you do the things that bring you joy, use your talents to solve problems for people around you in your community, and all those things will come back to you tenfold. I'm a firm believer in karma, and you don't waste your time wishing it on nobody, but you know that karma's got your back, and that means that all of the good things as well that you do are going to come back. Okay, so Jessica Rabbit signing off. I will see you guys around. Anybody that want to do some interviews with me, please let me know. Hit me up. I will definitely take time from my hiatus to do some worthwhile interviews. But other than that, I've got some things that I need to be working on, so I will be working on those, and I'm excited for y'all to see what we got coming for you in the future. So I definitely won't be missing, but I definitely am going to take a step back from the podcast for a little while, and then think about what we're going to do for season 2, or if we're going to do a new show. But I'm hoping to bring back a season 2 and maybe do something in addition to that when time allows, when the energy and the alignment and everything else allows. So wishing y'all nothing but the best. Hope you've enjoyed so far. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves primarily, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else. And if si encuentras un Reiki o un Tido o un Leon o lo que sea, mándame en mi camino, ok, mándalo en mi camino, a mi casa, y podemos hablar, ok. Muéstrale este video para ver que va a recibir una mujer llena, okay, una mujer como diosa. No hay otra manera de decirlo. Es una diosa, ¿ok? Estoy aquí esperando pacientemente, ¿ok? Y si no, vas a verme afuera de este país con mi hombre nuevo cubano de más de 25 años, más o menos, 30 años, más o menos, o su papá, su papá, porque me gustan las mayores, que se llaman sillones, que abran la puerta y te manda flores. Me gustan los grandes, que no me mueven la boca, que me vuelva loca, loca. All right, I'm done. I'm done playing. Loca. Oh, loca. Oh. All right, y'all. Thank you.